Citizens of the Empire, our struggle is far from over. Nay, it only now truly begins. The cowardly Marienburg rebels who dare defy the Emperor's will shall be swept from our lands like chaff before the storm. They shall learn the true meaning of imperial justice. By Sigmar's hammer and the strength of our united empire, we shall cleanse these territories and restore order to every corner of our realm. For the Empire! For Sigmar!
Hello everyone, welcome back to our Empire playthrough. We are going to be continuing where we left off on our last episode, which is the capturing of Marienburg. We managed to take the city of Marienburg, and now we are left to deal with the remnants of the Marienburg Empire, or what's left of it. They still own the fort to our south, which we'll probably need to pay attention to since they are upgrading it, and it's got a pretty solid garrison. From the north, they'll most likely be recruiting their new armies to face us, and towards Midland, it is currently infested by orcs and beastmen. So let's clean up Marienburg and let's get on to uniting the center. Because it does look like we still have decent control in this area, but then in this area it turns a bit sour because we're at war with this Marienburg still on the left side, and then we have these orcs which we probably want to get rid of since they'll most likely declare war on us. They're also on our border here, right next to our capital, so we really want to deal with this as quick as possible. But first of all, let's deal with Marienburg. As long as these beastmen don't come to harass me, I should be okay. We've started building a little bit of a defensive force here in Altdorf, just in case they do get any crazy ideas, but for now, we're just gonna kind of do a little bit of a build up here. Let's get some more gunners, and then this army needs to replenish, and we need to attack this fort as quick as possible. It also looks like these guys are making moves. We have vampires up in the mountains right to our south as well. So these guys might become a problem since they're already marching towards this area, which might mean they're gonna try and take us out. Could be possible. Now, we are seeing something interesting. We're seeing a lot of factions cluttering up around their settlement, which has been a big topic these last couple of weeks in Total War. This looks really nice. I haven't even seen this yet. Anyway, so let's see if these guys start moving. There's been a couple of extra hot fixes since I last played, so yeah, let's see if those actually do anything. Although I don't think they're focused on other factions or any factions near me. We have skill point to assign. Let's give him the route marcher since we'll definitely be needing that at some point. We kind of want to progress. We almost lost our wizard last battle. Let's try not losing him again. The final transmutation one is a good one to have, so we'll grab that as well in the meanwhile. We can recruit an extra unit. Let's maybe get an extra line holder, and then this guy can also recruit something extra. Let's also give him a little bit of extra infantry. We're gonna wait a turn, so let's quickly do that. We have a bit of coin left, but not quite enough. We do want to get our income up a little bit, so maybe let's just build that in the meanwhile, and let's end our turn here. Now, I recruited quite a couple of units this turn, so it might tip us into the negative economy-wise, so we'll see how that goes. Other stuff going. Roads to Renown, okay. Fealty of all electric counts +1, but I spend quite a bit. Or we can do nothing. I think doing nothing is going to be better here for me at this point. I feel like I'll be needing my my electoral machinations more than anything. Okay, so they're already rebuilding their army here, clearly, but they don't really have much in there. So we're going to be moving south to try and deal with this fort. We've managed to replenish our troops a little bit, not the greatest, but we really don't want to be wasting too much time. They're also upgrading this settlement, so let's just try and deal with it now. We have a decisive victory. We can auto-resolve it. We should definitely do that, so we can just kind of move on with our campaign. Let's do a loot and occupy, sure. Okay. We've secured this fort. Let's just kind of fix it up, and then we are back on the move. Can we get this guy in here? Yes, we can. Let's get him in here just in case. And can we move him anywhere? Nope, he's just gonna chill in here. Okay, that's fine. Well, let's have a look. Let's grab... Let's maybe get a second one of these, but I also kind of want to go down this route. Emperor's Finest. We can probably level 2 that. There we go. And the wizard also has some extra room. Let's give him some extra reserves. Which means he'll be able to throw some more spells out there. Okay. We've got dwarves right here. I don't know what they're doing in our territory. We are trading with them. They were kind of okay. Don't know what they're up to, but let's just hope they stay nice. Alright. Alright, our goal now is to kind of march up this way, and then maybe we can swoop around, like take Wrecker's Point and push south to Black Pit, and then just kind of clear this entire area up. But we'll need a second army just to kind of hold this entire area. As you can see, financially we're not doing the greatest, so we're gonna have to see what we can do about that real quick. I could upgrade this to a level 2, which is going to give me a little bit more. Probably worth grabbing. But the costs, I mean, let's just get it. At the moment, I don't have a lot of upgrade options. Upgrading Marienburg would be nice to get the dock upgrade, which brings in quite some coin, but it also is quite expensive to upgrade. Let's get this guy some missile strength for his units. Okay, let's not do too much more this turn. Let's just kind of keep it going. Let's see. Do we have any quick deals we can do? Extra trade agreements would be nice. Okay, yes, we can do some trade agreements. Let's do that. Those trade agreements will boost our income in the long run. So there we go. And one more with the Ice Court, which is a nice one. This brings in quite some coin for us, actually. So we had about 100 income, and now we're at 452 income, which is definitely a good plus. Just gonna keep us afloat a bit, those trade agreements. Let's hope all these factions kind of stay alive. One thing we also have to take into consideration is we have to start doing quest battles as soon as possible here as well. So let's try and swoop up to take Rat Rock, maybe do the quest battle, and then push up. We don't want to really wait. Let's get some crossbowmen in here, although these guys are much cheaper, but they don't quite do the damage output. But let's just get that for now, just to kind of up the strength of our armies in general. Alright, we have to wait here. We've got a commandment, but all we really want here is growth. Alright, let's go. Stirland is destroyed. That's not a good sign for us. That means Sylvania is on the advance here. As you can see, they're kind of pushing, creeping up towards our lands. Our eastern front will become an issue. Interesting. Alright, we now march to take Rat Rock and then push on to Fort Solace. Are these dwarves at war with these orcs? Yeah, they are. Okay, that's good for us. A dwarven army has crossed from the mountains, a dwarven army which I'm kind of friendly with. And it looks like they're going to be taking care of the orcs for me before I even go to war with them, so that is going to be a positive thing. As long as they don't start taking the settlements for themselves, but I don't think they'll do that considering the climate stuff. So let's march our army towards Rat Rock. Now these vampires here are a concern of mine, so we will bolster our troops here also. Financially not ideal, but let's just kind of spam some extra cheap units and let's advance here. Okay. Looks like Paravan is dead also. Those are to my south as well. Not quite sure where exactly. Somebody's gained a trait. We've done some research. We've got an extra mission. The mission says research 8 technologies, current 3 in total. Ooh. Definitely plan to do that. We want to get the armor is probably good. Missile resistance for infantry units is really good. Let's try and grab that actually, and then we can go down the mass-produced ammo and the marksman stuff, because this here is also very good to grab in combination. Okay, the vampires are kind of stressing me out. They now have 2 full stacks here. They're not at war with Marienburg, so don't know why they're out here in such large numbers. My garrison here is kind of recovering, so that's good in combination with this army, but these guys, not the strongest army from the looks of it, but I don't know what their plan is. Maybe they're trying to do their own little land grab of a weakened Marienburg, which is probably what they're doing. Oh, the dwarves managed to take this and they actually hold the settlement, so that's going to be interesting, but also not something that we want in the long term. Alright, let's attack Rat Rock. Easy win. We're not really going to fight this battle. It's just a small little garrison. I think we should... actually, maybe we should fight it. Just to avoid our losses. Although... yeah, let's just fight that. Let's get Carl out there, and let's see what kind of stuff we can do. We just kind of want to distract. There we go. Pop the spell on that. Very nice. This is not very good. That's my bad right here. I'm losing a lot of good units because of that. I'm gonna try and deal with these range units because they're the ones able to do a lot of damage here. Oof. That was a pretty dangerous charge right there. My cavalry here does do a good job, and Carl is now dealing with this right here. Very beautiful. And our gunners are off shooting at the incoming enemy. Very well. Let's move our great swords up a bit. And let's move them around the flank here. Probably won't need to do much about that, but that's fine. Let's go with the Lord unit. There we go. Doing some good damage there. Took a little bit of damage there with my halberdiers here. That got hit by a volley of archers. And the victory is ours. Alright, quick win. Nothing too crazy happened. As was expected, you know. And our gunners are just having a field day. Beautiful. There's no lord to kill here, it's just the garrison, so we don't really have to drag this out. Alright, we're back and we've taken settlement. We are going to occupy this, or we could return into an electric count, which will allow us to confederate with them sooner. Let's just occupy for now. Confederation might be more interesting later, although I could use my other traits to do that. I have the I have this to work with, so I could just go to Midland and be like, hey, we're really gonna go for a confederation. Let's spend some improvements. Actually, let's actually do that and I'll write it. We're gonna improve our relations with Midland because if possible, we kind of just want to confederate and just kind of swoop up this entire territory for ourselves. So let's try and do that. I don't think this gives me any fealty, but it does improve our relations. Let's just spend a little bit of prestige on that. There we go. Let's do that 3 to 4 times. Okay, good. Now, Rat Rock is taken fairly easily. Our army will be fully replenished after taking it, so that's also very nice. It looks like Carl has some points to spend. Or no, he does not. It's the wizard that has some points to spend. And we're gonna give him a star student cooldown. Yeah, that's very good. We want that cooldown on his spells to be reduced. Now, we really want Marienburg in our lands, but I don't know what they want for it. It doesn't quite look very good. What if we joined a war against the orcs? Would you be willing to give us the settlement? No. That's nowhere near enough for these guys. Let's hope the orcs push them back out, or the beastmen or something pushes them out. I'm more worried about these vampires. They have abandoned their castle and they're marching freely through my land. So what is their purpose? What is their goal? Do I need to shift focus to the south? Don't know. I'm gonna keep this little garrison here. Probably also want to upgrade this as quick as possible. If they move to my core lands, I have a bit more of a problem. Let's build some income buildings so I can get my income up a bit. Do I have anything else that I can upgrade to improve my income? I could upgrade one of the cities here, but we ideally want to up Altdorf next, once we have a bit more coin. Okay, let's just kind of... I mean, I kind of want to keep building this up. I feel like I'm going to need a bigger force here. I don't really want to be recruiting these kind of units, but I feel like these vampires are going to be an issue sooner or later. So let's end our turn and see where we end up. And we're back, and it looks like we have some flooding at Rat Rock. Very nice. We just took this, and we've already had a negative effect here. Wow. Okay. We want to move quickly and deal with Marienburg. So let's march. The vampires didn't do anything, but they are just kind of free roaming it out here, which is not great. I could send them a warning. If they fail to leave in 2 rounds, you can declare war on them without having to suffer treachery penalties, breaking non-aggression pacts and trade agreements. I mean, they're at war with the orcs, so I think we should just let them. It looks like they're making their move towards Black Pit currently, so let's just allow them to do that. I will have to deal with them later, but them being separated from their capital this far is potentially good for me later down the line. So let's just kind of ignore them and hope they don't attack the Rat Rock next turn. We really want to march Carl up. Looks like he has an extra skill, and we are going to want to probably get Fervent since we have these vampires in our lands, and we are probably in the end are going to have to cleanse the corruption that they're currently spreading in our lands. Although I can't really see a lot of corruption currently, but they're probably spreading their influence. Let's march this army up. Let's go for Fort Solace, which, as you can see, Marienburg is trying to rebuild their forces, so the longer we wait, the more chance we give them to resist us. And we are not going to allow it. They are also upgrading their town to a level 3. Nice. This will just stay here as a bit of a garrison, and we're going to be moving with 1 army forward. Not ideal, but it is what we have to go with. Let's upgrade this building to increase our income yet again, and let's end our turn. This is very good. Brutal business. Base weapon damage plus 20 for all armies of all factions. I mean, okay. Now, if we have a look again, we can see the vampires are still creeping forward, which is a bit dangerous, and we have received 1,000 gold from a caravan. That's very nice. We've got a lot of missions popping off. I'm not really paying attention to them all that much currently, since I have a goal that I want to achieve, and that's the end of Marienburg for starters, so we can then focus on reuniting Middenland. I don't know where this dwarven army went. Is it going back to its home territories, or is that this army? I'm not entirely sure. Let's looks like there's some orcs here looking into Fort Solnus. They might want to take it for themselves since they are neighboring it, but they're not at war with this yet. But they're at war with the vampires. So are the vampires pushing up still? I only see one of their armies. One of their armies might actually be out here. Who will tell? Anyway, let's advance even further. Now, they have a little ship here that's chilling, which is probably gonna prevent their death once I take this. They have 3 lords here, which is a bit concerning. They're all melee lords. They're all level 1, so... Wait, they are all level 1? 1, yes, perfect. And they have a bit of a garrison. Oh, they have a serious garrison. I mean, serious enough to be a bit of a threat together with this force. Okay, looks like we'll have to make quick work of that before they get any stronger. So let's go in and deal with it. It says close victory, but we're not going to be taking any chances. We're going to be going in and fighting this battle. One thing we'll need to do is make sure our mage or our wizard stays alive this time around. Map-wise, it looks okay. We have a bit of a tree line, which, I mean, very good for us. We are going to be relying heavy on our gunners here to carry the battle for us. Alright, we are ready for this battle. It looks like it is going to be a bit of a tough one. We do not have any winds of magic, or none at all, so we're going to be keeping our wizard back. We're going to be sending him to the tree line, since he's going to be no use to us this battle until this somehow does build up a little bit. But we kind of want to keep him back until we can actually use him for something. Let's just keep him all the way back here. So we're going to be very reliant on our army here. It's looking at the terrain, it's not the greatest, so we want to push up a bit so our gunners have a bit better view. We're going to be pushing our cavalry around the back already from the get-go. And here we go. Lots of enemies coming in. Worried about the range because I have quite some, and I really want to deal with that as quick as possible. So Carl needs to go ahead and get out here and be the big distraction for all that range. He can do some dodging. And our gunners can start lighting things up while Carl distracts. He does have that barrier thing, so that's nice. Looks like our troops are now also taking some shots. We're gonna get our cavalry in there. Alright, here we go. The battle has kicked off. Right here is really good for Carl. Let's get our wizard back. He has some opportunity. Carl is dug in. Let's debuff all these guys here also. Cavalry's coming in to swoop around the back. We really want to get this moving. Let's get these popping off on their troops as well. And we really want to swoop in on their cavalry here with our... on their archers with our cavalry. Carl is dug in a bit, but that's fine. We really want to try and focus on these lords, which are now going to be causing us some issues. We want to keep our wizard back since they might want to deal with that guy. Let's focus on their lords with our gunners, if possible, at this point. It does look like they've made a big breach here, and I did not respond to it in time, so we really want to go ahead and try and help deal with that. Carl has lost his barrier health. He's now fighting one of their lords. One of their lords here is making quick work of my gunners. Let's try and turn this around and get this going. Our guys at the front here are going to need help from the looks of it. Let's send in some troops and let's try and focus that down. Where's Carl at? He's here fighting. He's killing one of the melee specialists. A left flank's looking rough. Cavalry still going crazy, which is good. Folks keeping their archers busy. Now our gunners here, I'm gonna change their focus. Carl might, let's try and go and deal with our main lord here. Let's focus this lord down. This might be a problem. We have another specialist here. Their archers are trying to deal with my cavalry, but they're not doing very well. Let's move these gunners up to the left here to assist. Yeah, this is what I was worried about, them going straight for my gunners. This Lord's on the run. Carl is still fighting. That's very good. Oh, they're getting in here. Our gunners are not ready in time. Very rough. Now let's focus this down. Cavalry here. Let's get them back here before those archers can do all that crazy damage. Let's get a spell in here actually to assist. Our gunners here are now doing a lot of work on that side, so that's fine. The losses shouldn't be too bad. Cavalry coming in from the back, very nice. Let's deal with this entire blob here and just kind of wipe that out. Looks like we've some friendly fire going on here. Alright, looks like they managed to deal with that in time. We still have some spells left, but no enemies left to spell it on. Cast it on, I guess. Was the right word? Cavalry goes in and deals with this. There you go. Beautifully. Wiping out as much of the enemy as we can. Now Carl here is still dealing with some of those lords that are putting up some resistance. Let's try and focus this lord down actually with our gunners, and let's send him in on this guy. This will probably be a better result. This is going to do a lot of damage to this guy, rendering him completely dead. There we go. That fight is over. And the dead lord. Beautiful. Alright, we are back. We've taken the last stronghold of the rebellions. We're gonna be occupying this for now. I wish I could see what their fealty is currently, but I think it was 6 earlier, and I don't think we're going to be doing very well. Let's just occupy it for ourselves. But the money, on the other hand, and the replenishment, let's take that. I could use the money. Now, Marienburg is on its last legs. They have no home. They're just stuck here now, so very interesting. Now, these orcs, on the other hand, they look like they're going to be a real threat to us. They're much more... well, they're beefier, let's just put it that way. We got orc big guns, which are going to be an issue. Not sure how well we'll deal with that yet. Guess we'll find out soon enough if we end up at war. We can get recruitment rank +3. That's definitely something we want to get. So let's go ahead and grab that real quick. The best of the empire. And this guy can get armor. That's maybe a good one to have. Boost income by an additional 5%. That is also a very good one to have. Let's go and get the extra armor. Let's just get him that. I kind of want him to survive a bit longer. Let's just focus on keeping the wizard alive so we can carry him to the immortal trait, preferably. That way I don't have to train a new wizard completely from scratch. Now what I will need in this army at some point is a melee specialist or an extra melee specialist, just to kind of hold the enemy forces at bay at some point. I don't quite know... I can get a warrior priest, which is exactly what I'm kind of looking for here. So if I can get that in this army, that would be good. I would be replacing this archer unit, I think. For starters. With one of these units. So maybe I should just do that now. Can I recruit it right here? Yes, I can. Let's do that. Let's get rid of that archer unit. It's a bit of a pain that I'm going to be getting rid of this unit now, since it has served me well, but I think we need something better. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. He's going to be joining this army next turn. And I think next turn we're going to jump into this quest battle over here just to kind of level up our army and get the good equipment. I haven't paid attention to this episode yet to see what we have going here. We've got a couple of... we've got the barrier hit point thing, and then we have the flaming attack, but they're not the greatest apparently, so let's have a look at what are the options. We have a battle healing cap, potion of healing. Like, that's definitely worth more than whatever this is. This is done very well, though. And we have the flaming thing. Let's get rid of the flaming thing. Let's give him the healing thing. An item of higher quality is available. Okay, let's see what's this do. So we reduce this, but miscast chance, I don't think it's worth grabbing for me at the moment. Winds of magic in this province will be set to the lowest level upon turn start. Okay. And then we have the Dawnstone. We have this ward save, which gives us any type of damage is reduced by this amount up to a maximum of 90%. Okay, so we're going to be reducing damage by about 20%, or 18% to be specific, over the extra hit points. I mean, yeah, it's probably worth it. So let's give him that as well. Alright, we've done some great upgrades to that. Income from trade. We have a lot of ancillaries, although I'm not entirely sure which ones are good at this point. Winds of magic we have some items, we have control, we have corruption, campaign movement range, militiaman. I mean, yeah, okay, let's just keep that as is. Let's not focus too hard on this at the moment. Let's focus on uniting the empire. Imperial authority has gone down even further. Our empire is in decline, and that is because we need to step up. It looks like the vampires have pushed really far, and they're now on my border with Castle Reichgard. This is going to be an issue for us at some point. I can already tell. It looks like the other human nations or well, empire factions here to the east of me are struggling to deal with the vampiric, corruption that's spreading from their land. So we're going to be having to deal with that at some point. Now we do have Elspeth here, who is very good at holding that off, so we definitely want to keep her as a friend, but fealty is not good at the moment. So maybe let's go and send some diplomats to do a little bit of a chit-chat with Elspeth. So let's maybe improve our relationship a bit. Let's do that twice, although it does cost me quite some points, but we definitely want to be on a friendly note with them. Main threat here is Sylvania for them as well, and it'll probably be the same for her. Oh, no. Okay. Anyway, let's proceed. We can finally upgrade Altorf. Let's definitely do that. That is a must. We did damage this place quite a bit, so fixing that up is definitely going to be needed next time. Once we have some coin, let's have our army heal up, and let's try and do that quest battle while we are in somewhat of a peaceful situation. I'm going to wait until this gets taken back by either the beastmen or the orcs. I think the orcs will most likely make that move, so I can then take back the land that belongs to the empire. Alright, we have a commandment available since we have secured this province, and what do we want here? Public order is really bad, it is dropping, but it is because we have done some conquest, but let's just kind of kick that in there for now, just to kind of help with that, so we don't have to deal with any rebellions, as we really don't want to be doing that. This is very bad. We all know what's happening here. Oh? Surprise, surprise, a non-aggression pact, and they're offering me money? Can we up that a bit? Yep, thank you. We'll take that. We'll actually take that. That's very good for us. Because that means they're not going to attack us, which I was on the fence about. It seemed like they were maybe going to make a move. The fact that the vampires want to talk is odd, but very good for me in this case. And the second quest battle has appeared. We are a little bit late on our quest battles, but it's not a big deal. We were a little busy. It looks like some of the confederations are happening in the north. I have a new... If I recruit one lord, I can get 1,000 gold. Okay, don't. So if I just recruit any lord, I will get 1,000 gold. Interesting. Let's fix this place up real quick though. Don't think I'll have enough money for another lord. Actually, this kind of fixes itself, but let's just do that for now. Let's get this guy in the army. There we go. Alright, and we really want to go and do this quest battle now. Don't know if my army is quite up for the task, as we will probably take quite some damage. Oh. Rat Rock should be recovered. Yeah, they're not going to be able to do much anywhere. Okay, we're good to go. Let's go ahead and jump out this settlement and teleport to... Oh, actually, no, I can't do that. It's going to cost me money, isn't it? It costs me 500. Does it cost me 500? I can do it. I just have to cancel this real quick. Alright, let's go and do that. Let's go and do this quest battle. It looks like Carl has unlocked the Pegasus, although I'm not entirely sure I want him on the Pegasus. I think I'd rather have him on the horse. I think he's more useful that way. But dealing with enemy range could be helpful on a Pegasus. I just kind of want him on the Deathclaw, and I think I'm just going to keep him on the horse until we have the Deathclaw. So let's put him back on the horse. Or maybe... is that a bad idea? Health-wise? Upkeep increases a little bit. Armor goes down. Speed goes up. Health goes up. The health is quite useful, but... I mean... Let's just keep on the horse for now. Let's go deal with that battle right here. Let's go. This might not end great, but we'll see how this goes. Alright, here we go. First quest battle. Seem to have every bad weather.
Brave men, brave Reichlanders, hear me! The celestial wizards read the portents true. Norse raiders land on Nordland shores. We have marched many miles, but there is no distance so great that I would not gladly march it to face this, our ultimate foe. I have refused the honor of wielding the blade of our forebears thus far. I was not worthy, but should we survive this day, should we drive the ruinous tribes back across the sea, then, with your blessing, I will pick up the Reichland Runefang and use it to bleed our foes, to carve my way through Sigmar's enemies. Are you with me, men of the Empire? For when the Northmen come, they will attack hard, as their despicable gods demand. We must be ready to push them back, thrust them into the sea, in defense of the Empire!
I like those speeches. Where are they? Alright, looks like we're going to be setting up. Let's kick this off. I seem to be always having the bad weather lately, so that's a bit rough. Looks like our new battle wizard, what's it called? Warrior priest is here. He's going to be a bit weak at the start, so let's not throw too much at him, but he's definitely going to be out here to try and help deal with the front line together with our emperor himself. Let's go. That's quite a lot of them. And have some cavalry from the looks of it. Don't have crazy range. Let's try and deal with that. Actually, we kind of just want to... yeah, let's just kind of keep these back. Oof. Oh, that lord is just suiciding. Oh, he wants to get my wizard. Why do I always go for my weak units? Okay, here comes the rest. Okay, my cavalry's already distracted with their range. Now, left side might be a bit of an issue. Alright, very good. We've killed our lord already. They did really stupid stuff right there. Let's get our, here, yeah, perfect. Let's try and delay them a bit. Not much, but whatever we can delay, we should delay. Nope. Doing some pretty good work right here. Since we don't have gunners on the left side here, we're gonna push these halberdiers up. And it looks like the majority of their army is already on the route, which is very good, but I don't think this is the end of it, so we'll have to be ready to take more damage. Now, the one thing that really concerns me is their... cavalry. Let's go ahead and turn these guys around. Let's get our lords back. This here is doing some damage to us. But I've got my gunners set up here a bit to kind of assist. Looks like they're going to be making a comeback here, so let's just make sure that if they engage, they're engaged inside of the range of our ranged units. Oh, my cavalry here is taking quite some damage from these guys, so that's not very good, but we've kind of kept them away from our other units. Let's see if we can get our halberdiers in on them. Looks like a lot of damage is being dealt over here. And even more are coming. Kind of watch my back here. Quest battles are notorious to display troops in your rear all of a sudden. Oh, and yep, there we are. Let's go ahead and position our troops here. Where's my cavalry at? We're gonna be moving our gunners around here. And we have some stuff coming from the rear. Let's get ready for this. Let's get Carl out here also. Let's maybe pop some spells off on this right here. Let's try and crush them with some magic if we can. A golden hounds right here would be very powerful also. Just kind of tearing up through those. Let's get... They're trying to push through past my sword units here, but let's not allow that to happen. Oh, they are bringing out quite some cavalry units. Ooh, that's going to be painful for us. I don't have anything to hold that off. I need spearmen here. Push up some spearmen out this way now. Carl is out here, so he might be able to do some stuff. These guys are delayed. Let's get Carl out to try and intercept that. Let's just keep pushing these guys up, even though they're not the best unit to be doing these kind of pushes. Let's ensure we chase here. Are we doing okay? Yes, but we have a lot of troops that are kind of wandering off at the edge of the map here. And we have... oh, shit. Let's turn around. Okay, push them out that way. These are all on the retreat. Carl's busy here. And we have a bit of another issue happening on this side. I've lost track of my cavalry. They have brought a spellcaster. Okay, that's not going to be very good for us. That's going to do a lot of damage. Let's try and delay these guys. Let's... oh, my wizard is out of spells. Can we take shots at this guy? Apparently not. It's not good. Okay, Carl, where are you? I think you're going to be needed soon. Turn these guys around. This one unit might take quite some damage here. Gonna try and keep my units moving, but it's gonna be rough here. This is this the... do they have another wizard? They have a wizard back here. I really gotta deal with this guy. He's the one. Let's start a chase here. Ooh, they have more cavalry. Not good. Where's my cavalry? My cavalry needs to pull out since I am about to lose them, and that's my only cavalry I have. So, oh, this is also very bad right here. Where do these guys come from? Uh-oh. We're sitting ducks at this kind of army. Oh boy. They're doing a lot of damage to us here with that one wizard. Let's get this cavalry around this way. All my troops here are in a really rough spot. Let's move these guys up. Quest battles are known not to be a bit rough. Where are you, Carl? Where are you? Oh. My units are getting shot in the back, which is terrible. I really need my gunners to focus on these guys somehow. How are we doing over here? It's not looking great either. Let's try and deal with that wizard, the one that's doing most of the damage, although these cavalry do need to be chased off at the same time. I've pushed these gunners in a very favorable position for us to be doing a lot of damage here. Okay, we are out of winds of magic from the looks of it. And ooh, very painful. As our cavalry comes in, they hit us again. Let's try and get Carl some help here. Let's heal him up as well. How's our guy doing here? Actually, let's let our handgunners deal with this since our cavalry's already this weak. Let's just ensure these guys continue to run. Same with this right here. Yeah, handgunners are doing some good damage here. Let's get these guys into that. Yeah, looks like we're gonna be winning against that wizard. Although he does do some damage. And he is still pulling up some crazy shots. I gotta keep my units moving. Now, what one wizard can do in terms of damage. He seems to have a lot of winds of magic compared to me. I'm chasing this guy off the map. And it looks like the battle's gonna be over, although we are very spread thin now. Alright, we do win that. We're gonna go ahead and take the replenishment. And we got the Beast Slayer. Very good. But we also got the XP from that, which is probably even more valuable. Let's have a look real quick. Upkeep for Empire Knights is also very interesting. Growth is very good. Probably this one's also very good. Imperial Special Forces. Bonus for Reichsguard units. Okay, this is also very good. I think I might want this one for now. But not, I don't really have a lot of these units, so currently not very good. The Devastating Charge would be nice. Deadly Blade, so Carl does a bit more damage. Yes, let's get that instead, actually, I think. Although I also want to keep progressing through this, and I want to get some of this also going, but currently it's a bit rough. So let's maybe get the extra attack on him. Okay, let's check. Our wizard managed to get some stuff for himself as well. So let's grab this for the extra gold that we need. Let's upgrade this guy. He's going to be a battle. So let's up his defense a bit, so he's a bit tankier. And let's have a look at the item we got from winning that fight, the Beast Slayer. It looks like it is auto-equipped to us. We have the Beast Slayer, which gives us 10% melee attack, 15% weapon damage, and the ability to track wall Rune Fang, which gives physical resistance plus 40 and vigor per second minus 3. Interesting. Did we have Dragon Tooth earlier? One of the 12 magical swords belonging to the Empire's Electric Counts. Okay. This is a very nice one. The income. Are they together? Nice. Alright, well, we continue. Alright, let's have a look at our eastern border again. Looks stable. I mean, it's the same as it was last time I checked. Looks like some stuff's going on in the south here. Looks like there's a little war going on against the vampires, perhaps? Let me check. Can I check that? Yes, there is. Non-aggression pact with these guys, probably not a bad idea. They're willing to pay me for it. Let's take it. They are at war with these vampires, which are a bit of a threat to me, but we have a non-aggression pact, so that's all good for me. And they're making their move, so nice. They're far from home, so they won't be able to defend home. Although, garrison-wise, they are quite strong, but don't think they'll win against that large army of Britannia. Alright, we now have free reign to make some moves. Now, these orcs that we were facing earlier, they got pushed out the Black Pit by the vampires, which actually did manage to capture it. So now the little skull at the back here is a bit more fitting. But this might be a nice opportunity for me to strike them, since they're probably making moves right about now. Let's quickly creep in a little closer to see what they got going on over here. I can't quite reach him this turn, but let's go into encampment stance so we heal quite well. And there are other armies out here in the water. Never mind, I do see them, but this might be an ideal time for me to strike. If I strike this, they'll probably be able to strike me back somewhere at some point, but I think it is worth it to take our chances next turn. Take out the orcs in the north. Return this to Middenland or Nordland, whoever it belongs to. I think Nordland, and that will up our fealty to them. Let's have a look at the fealty of our fellow elector counts. So here it's pretty good. In the center, or towards the vampire counts here, it's all good. In the south, it's not looking very great. These guys don't like us. These guys, they don't like us either. And I don't have an elector count on this side, actually. So let's assign this guy as the elector count, which is needed. This does give some extra bonuses, but that is nice. But we really want to unite Middenland at the moment, which is struggling. He's gained a talisman, which gives him this right here. Income from all buildings. Oh, this is a nice one, actually. Maybe we should give him some extra stuff. Let's give him some extra armor. I mean, he's going to be one of the elector counts from the looks of it. So, hand weapon. We can give him the dragon tooth, and we can enchant him with some. Oh wait, no, not enchantments. I mean, potion. Let's give him the flame for now. There we go. That will buff him a little bit in case of any odd things to happen. So he'll be the elector count of the Marienburg region we just conquered. Alright. We're upgrading Altorf, which is nice, but we really want to get this to level 5 as quick as possible. We want to increase growth in the region. So instead of upgrading all these other tiny settlements, which we will do eventually, might be useful just to get more income going. Maybe we should just upgrade one in the meanwhile, just to get it to an extra level. But let's go with the right guards. That's probably the one that's going to be threatened quite a bit. Actually, I'll just go with this one. It's cheaper. Alright, so we attack Wrecker's Point next turn, and then we see where this army goes, as we'll have to probably defend from that. Rat Rock can also be upgraded, so let's also upgrade Rat Rock. Get some upgrades available. I don't think it's worth upgrading this at the moment. It's probably worth it if some threat appears to my south, but for now it seems pretty under control. Let's take it this time. We definitely want to get our fealty up for everyone. She still doesn't quite like me, although it is going up since we spent some points on it. The Lord of Marienburg has landed to desperately get destroyed. So let's do that real quick. So we're rid of him forever. Oh, maybe not forever. he manages to retreat. Let's get rid of him forever for real now. There we go. Now he's gone forever. Now these guys are just kind of standing here, staring off into the... well, into the water, I suppose. Or across the water, perhaps. Now these guys are already moving to attack Wrecker's Point, so we really want to cancel that for them. We want to go ahead and deny him that ability to seize that land here. We want to return this to Nordland so we at least can up the fealty with them. It does look like... oh, yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and declare war. Where's that main army there? I don't see it, so... bit risky, but we'll take it. Let's see what they have in here. They have a savage shaman. They have some orc boys with spears. They have goblins. They have... this could be an issue right here. This could do quite some damage to us. Garrison-wise, they also have a pretty decent garrison. I mean, I'm gonna say they have enough units in the garrison. Probably caused by this right here. The watchtower that they built. Smart. But we want to beat the vampires to it. And we want to take it as ours. We're going to be declaring war on these orcs, but before we do just like that, you can see there's a lot of people that are at war with them. Me declaring war isn't really going to be gaining me any benefits, but what I could do is I could go ahead and check out these guys, and I could be like, hey, I'm going to declare war. Oh, no, not on you. I mean, I'm going to... where's the button? Join war against these guys. So what you want? What do I want? I want a trade agreement. I want a lot of money. I can get stuff out of what I'm gonna do if I play my cards right. So I get a trade agreement with Midland, which is gonna improve our relations over time. We'll get military access, and we'll maybe even get a defensive pact because that'll also buff everything. But I'm gonna want some more money for all of this because they are also under attack from other things. Currently, only the Beastmen, but that's fine. This gives me trade agreement, military access, defensive alliance with them, so if I get attacked, they have to come to my aid. And that's it. Let's go. Let's accept that. Very good deal. I'm now at war with the orcs without, you know, declaring. I'm just like, hey, I'll come to your aid. Again, I got a lot of good stuff for it. Let's have a look at what the map here looks like. Ooh, this is a minor settlement battle. Oof, I haven't done one of those in a while. But we have gunners. They have range, however. Not a lot of range, so I think I'll be able to outgun them. I hope at least. Do they have anything? Let's just quickly check this out and let's go in. once we take the Lord, we probably take the settlement. Never mind, we take the settlement either way. Alright, this was a really rough one. I'm not gonna lie. That was, well, painful to say the least. Alright, we will be returning this to the elector count to improve our relations. There we go. Alright everyone, we'll be wrapping up this episode right here. I hope you enjoyed this so far. Let's listen to what the Emperor has to say. I thank you all. Goodbye.
We have crushed the remaining Marienburg outcasts and cleansed our sacred shores of the orcish filth that once defiled them. Yet, victory is but a fleeting breath. For now, our gaze turns eastward, where the vampire counts stir in their accursed lands, and their legions of the dead march ever closer to the heart of the Empire. Steel yourselves, sons and daughters of Sigmar. Our true test begins anew.